Guys, so I have been in China for about a month now and I'm ready to share some culture shocks with you. Are you ready? Get some popcorn because it's gonna be a wild ride. Woo! So if you watched my last video, you will know that I'm here in China as a student. So some of the things I will be sharing will be in that context. If there's one thing I wasn't prepared for was the extreme language barrier. Sure, I knew that the road signs, the directions, the billboards, advertisements will be in Chinese, but I wasn't ready for the extent to which people don't speak English and that they don't know English at all. So forget about asking for directions, forget about getting clarification about a service that someone provides or even asking about the services they provide. Forget about making friends. If you don't know Chinese, just go home, darling. So just to give you an example, when you go to a shop and you ask how much something is, they don't know what you're saying. So you have to keep pointing to stuff until they get it. And then when they do get it, they type the price of the item in the calculator. They don't know numbers in English. But I think my other biggest shock then was how much the students also don't know English. I just thought that the younger generation would know English, but it's not the case. They don't speak English. They don't know English. They don't know English. And for them, I think it's not a problem at all. I feel like with China, everything is just like their own thing. So I don't think it's a problem for them. So we have to adapt to them. So it's really hard to make any friends if you don't know Chinese. That's why I say it's either you learn Chinese or just forget about it. Forget about it. And then also with the translator, you ask, why don't you use a translator? Yeah, right. That's a good question, right? But darling, we've tried. With the translators, it doesn't always say what you really want to say. One time we were in the student cafeteria and we typed in something like, how do you say my name is in Chinese? Asking a girl that we sat at the table, right? And it translated something like, this is a beast term. And she burst out laughing and we were perplexed. So she gave us the phone to try again. So it doesn't always work. It's just learn Chinese. The next one, very big one, no social media and no Google products. All Google products in all their forms. Google, just to have Google, a search engine, not present. Google Maps, not present. Gmail, not present. And then also no social media, WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, nada. Unless you get a VPN. But then they have their own social media platforms and their own search engines. For example, they use Bing here. So even with Bing, like it's just not the same as Google. You understand? I'll never take for granted just to Google something. It's quite a nice privilege. And then WeChat, baby. WeChat, darling. WeChat is what can I say? It's like an equivalent of WhatsApp. It's similar to WhatsApp. It's a messaging platform, but then they use it for so many other things, such as making payments. So whereas you would have a swiping machine, they use WeChat. Where you would use cash, they use WeChat. Where you would use maybe a logging mechanism of something, they use WeChat. So they have QR codes for everything and you have to activate the QR codes using WeChat or you can pay using WeChat. So some people are so strict, they don't accept cash. Like maybe you want to buy food somewhere, they could be so strict, like they don't accept cash and you have to use WeChat. So what happens is you have to open an account in China and then link it to your WeChat such that you can just deposit money into your account and then you top up your WeChat account and then you can just going QR code scan everything. All of the bikes that are used here, you use WeChat to activate them, to unlock them. You can't just take it and use it. You have to have a WeChat account. But other people in some situations use Alipay. So these are the two platforms that you can use to get by, to pay for stuff. So even at the train station, you use WeChat. You can't just get on the train. Like you can't use cash to get on the train. McDonald's use WeChat to order and all of that stuff. You also use WeChat for operating your hot shower. It's just not straightforward like that. So most of the time we just wash with cold water because it's hot anyway. The weather it's quite hot. So it's quite convenient though. Once you have your bank account set up and everything, it's so convenient. And I'm pretty much gonna be talking about it all the time because I really like it. it's just really frustrating when you don't have it yet. That was the case with like my first week, 2 weeks. It was a bit of a hassle because I didn't have it, but now I'm good. Culture shock number 4 is the spitting thing. Yeah, this one is also a very major one for me. I'm just not getting used to it. And tell you what, I've actually classified it into 2 levels. There's level 1 and then there's level 10. Let me do it for you. I'm not exaggerating. Okay, so another one. We get stared at a lot. I get annoyed a lot of the time. Sometimes I don't know how to feel about it, but I think I understand also. Remember I said these people don't have access to like my YouTube, Instagram and everything, so it's like they don't have access to the world out there. All they know is themselves and their race. So for them to see somebody with a different skin color, it's really surprising to them. You know, with some people also, they want to take pictures with us, and it's like we're celebrities here. And I just shake my head. I'm like, yo, wow, this is really different. A lot of the time it does annoy me, and because it makes me feel so self-conscious. It makes me feel really different, you know. But I will learn to live with it and I will adjust. If I were to rank my culture shocks, this one would be at the very top, way up there. I got my first encounter with this toilet when I went to class the other day. On my first week, I think, I just felt, you know, I need to wee-wee. And then I happily went to the bathroom, so to the restrooms. And then I got in, you know, it was really nice. The mirror, you could press on it, like technology, you know, looking clean and everything. And then I just opened the door, ready, you know, just, I'm expecting a toilet like the way I know it. So what I saw next, I wasn't prepared for it. The level of my shock. I almost didn't use it. I just wasn't sure how to use it. I didn't even know where to flush. Also, I heard something like you're not supposed to flush tissue down the toilet, so you have to use the tissue and then put it in the bin right next to the toilet. I don't know how that works. This is now my prayer. Every time I'm at the mall or somewhere public, it's my prayer that God have me just not have wee-wee. Just let me be fine and okay, so I don't have to use these squat toilets. I need a tutorial. I'm serious. Well, that marks the end of my video. Tell me which one shocked you the most, if at all you were shocked by any of the things I mentioned. And I will see you in the comments and in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.